Hello, my beautiful drone flying friends. So today we're going to talk about how to sell your second-hand drone and how to get the best price for it. This video is based on an article on droneflyingpro.com, so go check that out. I'll put a link in the description. It has tons more links, resources, information than I could squeeze into this video, so go check that out. All right, let's have a look at the first and probably the most important thing. The first and most important thing that you should think about is your potential customer. Now, in terms of what your potential customer is looking for, it'll be very similar to the things that drew you to your drone in the first place. Now, I bought the DJI Mavic Air, the original one, not the 2, the original one, because it was tiny. It came in a little package and it had all of the features of like the more expensive drones, but it was in a sort of easier to carry format. It wasn't as expensive, and it allowed me to do exactly what I wanted to do, which was blog, vlog, YouTube, all that sort of stuff. So this was the perfect one for me at the time, and that's the sort of headspace you need to get into. Clearly, you want to sell your old drone and you want to get onto something else, something bigger, better, brighter, newer, whatever it is. But there's still someone out there in the world that would want your drone. So that's what I would do, is look at the reasons you purchased the drone that you're trying to sell and really sort of hone in on the marketing aspect of it. So is it that it's lightweight? Is it that it's inexpensive? Is it that it's easy to carry? You know, I carried my drone and the remote control and 2 batteries around every day for about a year and 2 months, something like that. So that's why I wanted it. And that's the sort of person that you'll be targeting in your drone advertisement on Facebook Marketplace, on Gumtree, on Craigslist, wherever it is. That's where you need to start. So make a list of all those things, and that will really help you understand the potential buyer's mindset. The second thing that I think you should think about is all of the details about your drone, all of the numbers, the facts and the figures. So for your drone, you'll have an estimated flight time. On the DJI Go 4 app or other manufacturers' apps, you'll see a total flight time for you as a pilot and potentially as well for each individual drone that you have flown. So go and get those numbers, because that's going to give an indication of how often it's used, the sort of quality the person can expect, and also the kind of other really important thing that I found was really important when I was looking to buy a drone was this, the battery cycle time. So this has got like 29 now. This one, I don't even know, maybe 50, but showing that it's way under like 300 to 500 when you would typically want to get these replaced, and that the age is under about 2 to 3 years, another sort of milestone where you want to replace your batteries. That will show the buyer that it's been well looked after, that they can fly right away and they may not have to buy batteries for, a couple of years if you've looked after your battery and they haven't been through a number of cycles. Also, have a look at any care packages. So in DJI, you can get these refresh packages, and they actually are linked to the drone, not the owner. So that would be a really attractive kind of thing, is to say, well, I'm going to sell you my drone, but also it comes with a refresh or care package that I've not yet used, and therefore it's going to be like a new drone. You can send it off to DJI or whatever manufacturer you get it from, and that would be fantastic. So take note of all those little benefits. And the last thing is any accessories. So I've only got the remote control here, but if you've got any landing pads, any SD cards, anything like that you're willing to throw in with the sale of your drone, I think that will be really important and enable you to kind of attract the right buyer, because buyers really want to buy, receive, and fly as soon as possible. So if you can chuck in everything that you need to get flying right away, I think that will be to your benefit. So the third thing that I think you should do is clean up your drone. Now, I've flown this drone in a variety of different areas, dusty, sandy, and also I've chopped up a load of bugs. Unfortunately, a couple of times I've been flying and a swarm of bees has attacked the drone and there's been bee guts everywhere. And so I would recommend taking a little damp cloth and just microfiber a cloth and sort of just wiping away any residue before you take the photos. Same with the batteries and the underside of the drone where there's going to be a lot of scuff marks potentially. So just take those, use a small damp cloth, and if you want to, you can use isopropyl alcohol to remove any grease. But those is pretty much all you need to do to a drone. People expect that these drones are well used, but one telltale part of drone usage are all the little nooks and crannies. So if you can get a toothpick and just run the toothpick into the nooks and crannies to kind of really clear out all of the dust and stuff that's built up, I think that would really help. Like inside here, you know, making sure that care and attention has gone into it, and also getting that toothpick and carefully removing any dust from inside the gimbal. And there's a couple of elastic bands and stuff in there that I would just try to get the last little bits of dust, and that's just going to show the potential new owner that not only have you looked after it, but when they receive it, it's going to be like almost a as new condition in terms of the body. So I would do that, and you should do that. Okay, so the great thing about drones is that they very rarely store any information about you, and you don't need to like wipe them or remove them from your like ownership. The new owner will accept all of that responsibility as soon as they connect to this drone. But there's a couple of things that you can do. So some DJI and some other manufacturers' apps actually have internal storage. This drone, the DJI Mavic Air, has 8 gigabytes of internal storage, and so I would go in, connect it to my computer, and make sure that all of those photos and videos are completely removed from the internal storage. Another thing you can do is format the SD card. Now, like I said before, people love receiving and flying their drone right away. And so what I would do is throw in an SD card that you don't need anymore, and format it and make sure that it's all clean, hasn't got your photos on it. And I think that's going to be like a nice sort of cherry on top for the right sort of buyer. So that data, go in, delete it, format it, do what you can. But yeah, that's the only sort of technical bits that you really need to do with DJI drones, and I'm sure other manufacturers are similar. Okay, so another thing you should do is deregister your drone from whichever local administration authority you need to register it with it. So in Australia, I don't need to register this drone. I know the rules are changing soon, but you know, I can fly this. It's under 2.5 kilograms, and so I can fly it with no issue. Now, I know that in some places like the States, you need to register your drone after you get your sort of drone pilot's license. And what you need to do is go into your account and remove that drone from your name. And also, they also recommend that you put your registration number and the registration number of the drone somewhere on the drone. So you'll need to make sure that that's removed once you do it. I would hate for you to sell a drone. Someone would send it out, they'll send it out, do naughty things, and it will be registered to you. So make sure that if you have registered it like legally with any departments, that you do remove it from those registrations, and you won't have any issues. Yes, paperwork and law. The last thing I would do is include photos, but not only would I include close-up photos of the body, the arm, the propellers, the motors, the batteries, the accessories, just to show the condition. I would also include some photos and videos of the stuff that you've been able to capture with your drone, because what that's going to do to a potential buyer is show them the reason why they're buying this drone. You know, go into Photoshop, spend a little bit of time, or Lightroom, up the contrast, up the greens, you know, all of the awesome stuff that you can do to make your drone videos and photos pop. And I would add those not only to the marketplace, but you can also even upload them to the drones so that the people can see when they get them what sort of quality they can expect to get, and include your favorite ones. Why not? It's time to show off and show the potential buyer all of the impressive shots they can capture with their very own drone. And lastly, I would recommend getting onto a number of online marketplaces and have a look at the sort of drone ads that are already there, so you can reproduce the ones that are on there. You know, take the best components of each one and apply it to your ad, but Make sure that the marketplace you're using has a good number of drones on it. There's also like Drone Trader, which is specifically for people wanting to sell drones, so I would check that out as well. The link and all the information is in the article that this video is based on, and go check that out. So yeah, that's all of the things. So there we have it. There are all of the things that you should consider when selling a drone. Let me know in the comments what you would add, and until next time, I shall see you in the next video.